All right, what's going on, guys? It is Monday, the 31st of January. And yeah, today was a really sick day, actually, with everything that happened there. Um, Basically, let's just start off from the top, I guess, from the start of the day, right here. You can see here that looking at divergence, this is dollar index, by the way. So looking at price after we sweep these highs, coming into this level, divergence, thinking that we were going to come back down. I said, that it looks like at least a retracement into this clean leg in the next, or is the next high probability move. This one here, down, we see a little bit lower into the levels there. You see that order block right there. So that was going to be the main target. And so right here, you can see on the daily, I was looking at this potentially being the high after locking in this swing. Obviously, it depended on how the daily closes, but I'd be looking at that being the high swing. And then this was the main setup that I was looking for. I was looking for at least price to come back down to 96.20, because at 96.20, we had a nice kind of support from the higher timeframes. But also, like, mainly we had the big figure there, the 920 big figure. We had imbalance 50%, and we had targets there. And so I was really, really anticipating that price was going to get up one more time to get that, to sweep these equal highs. And you can see it right here, right? There's some equal highs, beautiful point of interest right there. We had this kind of choppy price action down. And so I was going to see potentially a pullback after taking out London's highs, and then one more move up to here before the main short position kind of initiated, right? And so with that being said, same thing on EU, right? But EU actually swept this level. So there's the divergence there into that nice fill right there. You can see same thing, daily swing. And but on EU, there was no imbalance. And so I marked this zone out just to see, but I was just realizing that, or I said, I'm going to be looking at this level. This level is going to be my main zone that I'm going to be looking at for today, because again, there's beautiful confluence there. We're in a 4-hour order block. I didn't post it, the 4-hour, I guess. I must have just accidentally skipped over it, but we'll go into it on the charts so you can see. And so we dug back down into it, nice imbalance order block. And so I said, equal highs. I knew that the next move was to the upside, but I just wanted to know where to get it in, either here or here. But EU looked way more like it was going to come from here, as opposed to Dixie. It looked way more that it was going to go from here. Okay. Go to the next one. You can see I said this is one of the shorts that there was in London that was available. And then also this one at the top. These were the two shorts in London that were definitely available to trade if you were able to catch that. And then I said, yeah, just going to be taking it easy here, like no rush, no rush. At the same time, literally, I put in a buy on or like maybe 10 minutes before this, I put like a buy in on EU right here. The reason being, you can see right here, 8:10 a.m. is because I thought this was just going to be a pullback, to be honest. I thought this was just going to be the pullback up to here. Again, you can see we tapped that zone that I anticipated before. And I was anticipating price to at least come up to fill up this level and then come back down one more time. And so I was only trading it as if it was a pullback, where I took off a good chunk of my position right here at the 11,700s. But it ended up just zipping. And then I looked on the higher time frame. I'm like, oh, how did I miss that? Like, I knew it was going to go up there, but I should have been more, I should have held on volume for this, because I just traded as if it was just a simple day trade. And again, it is what it is. It was my mistake for, just not being as prepared as I should have been. I'll leave the sauce over here because I don't want you guys to see all the sauce. You can come check it out on the Telegram if you want. But yeah, just there's just too much in here. So let me just skip down. And then so here were the next kind of intraday trades, kind of scalps I did, all posted. Again, look at the timestamps. You can look for yourself here. But basically running through them, we had this short. And then I just kind of annotated it throughout how I was anticipating it, that it should respect that order block and breaker block combination. You can see it starts respecting it. Beautiful. Boom. And then we start to go down to that first target, done and dusted. There we go. Then we get that pullback right immediately. And I said, hey, I'll take that one too. Targeting that low. And you can see it hits that low, second target, or a second trade target hit. And then I got stopped out on break even on the rest of it. So it didn't go down as far as I thought it would be. But again, that was still great opportunities there. See, I was looking at dollar index to get into this imbalance, because that would have been the discount of this price swing from this high to here. I was looking at it to get into discount of that. But I was also aware that there is this order block here, so it doesn't have to run through it. It could easily just reject it, respect it, especially because there was this inducement high right there. And so I just let it go as it was. And yeah, showed some new potential course content coming up for the paid mentorship / membership that I'm looking to launch in the next little bit. Again, only for those people that are really serious and want to put in that effort. I don't really like it. This will still be free, and anyone can look at this and still be super profitable. But anyways, then this was the last kind of trade that I was looking at. Literally got swerved by the tiniest amount. Like it hit my entry and then it got swerved. And then again, first target would have been hit there. And then the rest got stopped at a break even. Again, I thought this was going to be something more along the lines of this, right? Where we had this kind of consolidation now. We had this sweep. We had this up here. And you can see like right here was this kind of like a support and resistance zone. So I was looking at taking out this one for sure, because again, this was also a support and resistance zone. So I was like, okay, that'll be my first target. And then if it comes back down to here, like that's what I want to see. And then we can look for more continuation longs, because again, I'm more bullish than I am bearish for sure. And so, yeah, that was that. And so that was basically everything today in the Telegram. So let's just jump into the higher time, or sorry, let's jump into the actual charts and start from the higher time frame here. So again, first pointing out this level here, obviously it's just a hidden base or imbalance fill. And you can see that it was just right underneath this significant low, equal lows right below it. Beautiful. And so, yeah, then we can go and investigate what's going on. Obviously the daily looks beautiful now. I think now that Monday revealed its hand, I think that we're potentially going to get some retracements back down into this for the next little bit. And then we can start targeting some more upside, either up above this high, I would say, probably. I mean, we swept a monthly liquidity pool. So we'll probably come back up to here, just take out a daily structure point. That's what I would imagine is the next move up to around these levels. But again, no point in forecasting, considering we're just going over today's price action. You can see, so we took out a major low right here. We also took out a monthly low right there. Boom, boom, boom. Again, you can go back in the Telegram, and this is exactly the level that we've been looking at, okay? 4 hour. This is what I was saying about the 4 hour in regards to the OB. So first of all, we have something really interesting here where we have 1, 2, 3. We have an institutional swing point right here. That's going to be our order block. And break a structure right here, right? That's going to be our shift in daily structure. And we have our order block right here. And so therefore, this should be our OTE entry right around here, okay? This should be our OTE entry perfectly, but it's on the daily, right? So, or sorry, on the 4 hour. And so you're going to have, this is going to be a 4 hour OTE, 4 hour play, 4 hour targets, right? This is why originally I was looking up right up to here. You can see we got that move down. That's, I think that's where the first, or the shorts were. And then we had some more movement, but you can see why I took the shorts right here, was right at this imbalance fill. And we moved up significantly from the day, but you can see, we're starting to just blast through these targets here. Again, we have much more upside. I was looking at all these highs getting swept last week, potentially, right? From right here. Once we swept here, I was like, ooh, there's potential that this is going to happen, and then downside. Instead, what ended up happening was we came up, mitigated, and then came down. So now I think all of those are still going to get mitigated. It's just had to delay and had to go grab some more liquidity / take out some other players in the market before doing that. So that's all good. But you can see here, 4 hour order block right there. You can see beautiful little level right there. And again, this is why I should have been, I don't know what I was kind of thinking this morning about it being like a day trade. I was, yeah, I don't know. I was still really exhausted. I had a terrible sleep last night. And so I think maybe I'm just going to use that as the excuse that made me think that way. But again, it was still profitable day today. So, and I mean, we called everything right from where we wanted to. So it's not it is what it is. Anyway, so now we look on the 1 hour. You can see 1, 2, 3 institutional swing point right there. We have a nice break and structure right here. And now this is where the kind of confusion lied, right? Because on dollar index, it clearly looked like it was going to come back down to here. Whereas on here, this was already mitigated. To me, this was already mitigated. And now what do we have? We have this low that swept liquidity and broke structure. However, it just made equal lows. And these ones, I always have difficulty taking, I always have difficulty just setting a limit on these ones. And I actually don't. It's a part of my rules that I don't. Even if I'm bullish like today on the upside, I just don't want to set limits there, because I've seen this happen so many times where this POI goes and gets run and then hits something else. And I know from Friday, there was another POI in here that didn't get fully mitigated. So I figured it would have dabbled into that one first, and I would have had to set a limit here because that's the most extreme point of interest, right? But anyways, now one of the areas that I was looking at was right here. So we had the 4-hour order block right here, and you can see in that same level, we had this little imbalance, this tiny imbalance here, right? If I just mark it out with this tool, it'll look nice on the smaller time frame. But you can see we had equal highs right here. And again, why did it reverse? This is going to be the key high that it took out. Why is it a key high? Again, you can go into the Telegram to see why that's a key high. And you can see here, so then this would have been the swing, right? From this low to this high. Where do we get down into? Look at that. The OTE, right? The 62, the ICT OTE entry right there. We have a nice order block right here. And again, nice imbalance to justify it as well. So let's see now if we can, again, this would have been the first trade here, right? If you took that on Friday, which again, I wouldn't have entered on Friday to be totally fair at this time. But now we have this order block right here. This is this is the order block here. Let's try and go down on the smaller time frames here. So you can see, I think was it 30? Yeah, it was 30. 30 looks just gorgeous to me. 30 looks gorgeous. We have this order block. We take out a swing point, take out a significant high. We have this whole imbalance right here that we could refine that to like that. And look at that, right? So this could have been your entry literally either from the top of the order block, depending on your rules, or right from that imbalance. And then your stop goes underneath just from the 30-minute alone, right? And if I go from body to body, you can see the candles are closing above that 79, closing really at that 70 level. A lot of confluence right there. Let's see any targets, right? We hit our first target right here, which was that imbalance fill. That's why I took that trade there. Well, there's other reasons, but that's one of the levels where I knew that we were at least likely to get a pullback. And then we respected, came back up to really up into this little kind of consolidation area, came back down, mitigated, and then went back up. So again, you can see it's lining up beautifully with our targets on these swings right now, right where price is at. We still have some more to potentially go. But yeah, that was really the basis of the trade today, that it was based off of this higher time frame analysis, right? Let's go down to the 5-minute, right? 5-minute, nothing too much of interest. I mean, you can refine your entry to really the last imbalance here, right? So if you wanted to take it just from that, there it is, right? You want to refine it all the way down to the last imbalance. There you go. You do run the risk of not getting tagged in on these, right? But that would have been your trade right there, a 2.8 pip stop, and then depending on how long you're holding it for. Again, my target is all the way up. Where was it? Was it 4 hour? I think it was. No, 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour or maybe 30. Yeah, I was just going to do this like this imbalance here, right? See this little traffic level right there, and then we kind of slowly went down. This was really where that inefficiency was. So somewhere within this, my first target, yeah, sorry, it was right here. You see just above this little consolidation there, just above that little consolidation, we have this wick and that imbalance. So that would have been my first target to, or sorry, my swing target. Because again, I still do believe it's going to get potentially all the way back up here. But again, I think we're probably going to get a significant reaction from either this level to get a deep retracement back down into this kind of corrective zone, or we're going to come back up to here, or we're going to come back, or it's just going to go straight above. I doubt that that's going to happen, but it could. Who knows, right? But anyways, yeah, let's go down on the 1 minute to show you kind of what I was thinking here. So again, we have significant liquidity pool right here, right? Significant liquidity pool right here, resting below this low. And you can see we run back down into it. This was the level that we were looking at. And then let's go into the 2-minute, because I believe it was the 2-minute that I saw what I saw. Yeah. So I saw the sweep, and then it was into that zone, that imbalance. I started to see some bullish order flow kind of forming out of this. And then as soon as we broke this high here, this is when I was most confident. I saw a nice strong push there. It came up to these, it made these equal highs here. And then essentially, I think it was a 3-minute. Yeah, it was 3-minute. We had a nice imbalance, nice last down candle. Like that. And that was the basis of the first trade. Just like that. Again, these were the equal highs. However, I was anticipating that potentially what we were going to do is, because it was Monday, I didn't think we were going to get such a big run. What I thought was that we were going to come back down like this, mitigate it off here, right? And then continue down to push below into this, right? But it ended up just playing the higher time frame order flow, actually, because we already mitigated this on the higher time frame. And so, yeah, it just should have been, I should have been a little bit more adamant on taking this long and in holding it for longer, because that was the main play of the day, to go long. But I took it, and then I took some of my position off here at 3R or whatever it was, 4R, I think. And then I just let the rest run. And so I let the rest run, and especially after I saw how inefficiently it was coming up, I was like, oh shit, I can't believe that. I've been planning this too. I've been planning it from last week, right? That's why we were looking for longs here, which, we got longs. I actually got swerved on this one by the tiniest amount as well. So got those longs. If you got in here, you could have been holding it, right? I don't hold through the weekend though, so I wouldn't have held it. But again, come back down into here, into this breaker. Beautiful. Didn't really give an opportunity to re-enter again. It was super late in the session. And then I was also looking for longs on this day, right? I got in longs right here, and then we ran it up here. I was anticipating the 800 level to fill since Thursday, right? I was anticipating the 800 level to fill since Thursday. We front run it on Friday, and then today, look what happens. We hit 800, right? Hit it, bounce back, boom, and then come back down. So this would have been the first short. This is the second short right here. For me, those two are valid. And then this would have been the nice long. And so this is where I went short, actually, where I actually took it, right here. Okay, so let me zoom in on this, and let me just cut out everything. And so you can see what I was thinking along the way. So first of all, one sec, let me go. I was actually looking for price to come back in and dabble into this imbalance, because I really liked how inefficient price was here. And I thought at bare minimum, it was going to come in, dabble here. And to me, you see, this is the swing point for me, a significant swing point right here. This was the last up candle right there that caused price to break. So this was the important high to me, not so much these ones. And so I was anticipating that we were going to get a push back down to here. Then I could start looking for long. So if I just mark this one out right here, which again, valid thought process, right? Just because it didn't happen doesn't mean I'm necessarily wrong. All it did, if I just go back here, you'll see 15-minute. You can see this little pause in price here. This price pause, this hidden base. You can see that it reacted just perfectly off there. We have an imbalance. We filled it, boom, and then it continues up. So I should have been a little bit more aware of that, just in hindsight now looking at it. But it is what it is. It's not too bad. That's why I really liked the shorts though, is because I thought at least we were going to come back down into this level. And you can see nice imbalance there. I had it marked off right here. As to the reason why I was taking it, we had, if I just pull up dollar index here, you can see, actually, you can see right here, we had high, higher high, divergence, low, lower, or low, higher low. So that's going to be the divergence. We break structure. Okay. As soon as we break structure, well, I was looking at this, right? This little base here that price formed. before the drop. This is where all that volume came, right? It was consolidating, no body, or sorry, no wick, all body, boom, breaks down, 1, 2, comes back down to this level. I was analyzing this to begin with, that I said, okay, if price is going to go up, it can go up from here. However, what I would like to see is that any of those first buyers here, especially on this clean leg, they get taken out, right? Because again, I was more focused on this level getting hit right underneath all this. To me, this was just traffic to be swept before continuation, especially because we ran up so much. We ran up from right here, right to here in no time. So I was anticipating a little bit bigger of a correction before going like that. But again, can't be right about it, about every single thing. But what I had here was I had this as the inducement. Again, remember where we are, right? We're at a higher time frame imbalance fill right there. So I had a sell model here, right? We break structure. Then we have another inducement here. So now 1, 2, 3. This is going to be the third high attempt. We have a nice imbalance fill right there. I was, my entry was actually just right here, right on the front of it. I didn't need to get greedy and take the imbalance fill, especially because I've been swerved so much lately. So there we go. There was a 3 pip stop. Again, target or initial target was going to be this weak low right there, right? Which again, just for a little scalp, not bad, right? 3.5 hour, not bad. That was the initial one. Secondly, what else do we have here? We had at that same level, right? At that imbalance fill, what do we have here? Nice breaker block that we slid through, right? We slid through with the order block. So we came down really inefficiently. Order block created, high probability order block too. Boom, rip through. So at this point, I wanted to see price stay within this. And so what I did is I essentially marked it out with this and got that 50%. And so I saw it trading here, and I saw it rejecting. And I said, look, it could wick up all the way up to here, right? Fill this imbalance. But as long as the bodies stay within this, I'm still adamant on this coming down. We got that nice move out. And so essentially all I did was I just waited for price to come right back up in to fill before coming down again. And so this was the second trade I took on the shorts, just to add on, just to scalp, add on to position, no problem. Again, first target where 75% was taken off, because again, I understand the larger context that this is just going to be a pullback trade. So anytime we take a low, I'm going to be taking off a significant amount of my position. 75% off here, 75% off here. All the rest, I don't really care what happens, right? Especially if I go down to here, right? It's not that much more. However, I can capitalize on it if it does. What ended up happening was we get this failure. We get this failure right here. And you can see, I think it was a 2-minute, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So I saw this kind of swing point get formed in the market. As soon as we started closing above like this, or as soon as we started breaking above that, I immediately started, I took off the position. So I closed this one at the rest of the partials break even right here. And then this one, I just closed the rest here as well. Once I saw that wick into here, I was like, that's fine. It's probably going to continue up now. Didn't see this level though. So I would have been looking for something here, but again, there was no entries here anyways. And then here was the second trade. After we broke up above this level, let me just here, I'm just going to take everything off so you can see. So after we broke up above this level, what ends up happening is, right, we get that respect. You can see respect, break down into it, come back up, come back down. What does that do? Respects this order block right here. This whole thing is just one order block, right? These last 2 down candles. So if I just mark it out like this, one big order block like that. And so when we came up, we tapped it, we left these kind of equal lows right there. And I like that because I knew people were probably going to be shorting from right here just by the look of it, right? Clear order block, whatever. So as soon as that came up and it got swept, and then I saw this kind of signature in price right here, where we got the respect with this, right? Where price opened here, came back up, failed, and then respected that. So for me, I was looking at sells from this point, and I knew that because we're in an uptrend, people were probably likely to be longing from this level. So essentially what I did was, as soon as I saw this, I just waited for inducement. Again, got swerved potentially. You know, you can say greedy on this one as well. I just entered right from that order block right there. And again, would have been, I just got swerved on that one. And it's all good though, because this was my main target anyway. So again, another 3R trade, not bad. Again, that would be, you know, however many are here. I think it was, what was it, 3.5R. This one was 2R. And then this one was, this is running, I don't even want to know, honestly. I closed I closed 50 or 60% of my profit from right here, even though I was anticipating the larger swing. So I don't even want to look at it like what the R would have been if I was more in tune today on those longs. But yeah, you can see here though, but anyways, 3R. And then where does it respect from? So we have this order block, clear imbalance. And then we have this nice swing point right here with a nice little lower time frame order block right like that. Okay, so there it is. That's where price respected from right here. Okay, beautiful. Tags it, creates this base, respects it, and breaks up. And then basically it's just been bullish order flow ever since. I mean, there hasn't really been any other opportunities, but I haven't even been looking at the charts. I got off as soon as I got swerved and hit my target. I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done for today. But you can see there that we have another order block imbalance. You can see this is induced right here. Boom. And that's it. So now it's going where it's going, and now we just have to wait. Unfortunately, we got to be patient now after the main move is done, right? And so that's probably going to be it for today. Now, oh, did it just hit that level? Yeah, it did. Okay, so we're up at that level that I was saying here, where we have these highs here. Was this? No, okay. Let's look at the session breaks. Okay, so you can see that this was a daily high, significant high right here. Okay. Order block or breaker block. So would not be surprised to see the reaction from here to come back down into the range, either just short term. Again, remember, like on this trade right here, the short, we have immediately right below, we have to be aware of these price pauses, right? These little hidden bases, because they're important. There's going to be liquidity resting at these levels. And so just be aware of them when if you're trying to trade, especially counter. What you want to be seeing is you want to be seeing price break through them, break through, respecting. And I'll show you an example of that. Let me just delete some of this stuff off the chart quick. And you can see, I think, was it on the 30-minute? Yeah, perfect. Look at this, right? Imbalance fill, right? Look at this. Right? Breakthrough, respect. Look at this. This order block right here, if I just do the bodies, right? Because again, if you want to enter on the body, or like at least I do, I enter on the bodies. And so you can see here, it respects, or it breaks through the wick, breaks through, and respects the body. Breaks through, respects the body. Boom. And then you can see right here, order block like that. Next entry right there. So you could have literally just traded like this and traded all the way up. The thing is I didn't have any buy setups in here, and I didn't have any buy setups in here. So I didn't want to take it. I saw the sell setups forming. I knew that they were going to be pullbacks into these levels. However, I just didn't see any continuations, or else I would have been looking to take them up past this daily high right here. And I'll just actually mark it over like this. And yeah, so that was it. Let's go and investigate actually this last one here, because I want to see if there's anything on that last. Again, this one you probably could have added right here, right on this body, and just use that, since we had that confirmation from over there. You can see that this was the inducement. No real order block. Oh yeah, I guess this is the one that we were talking about, that again, if you were more aware of the levels, potentially could have just taken it right off of this. Again, those aren't really my trades though, because this is kind of in the middle of the range, right? It's in the middle of the range. This one is, at least this one is kind of at the high or at the low of this range, right? Starting from here to there. But this one is kind of in the middle, so I wouldn't have taken that. this one is what happens. We break structure, nice move out of it. We can see some nice, again, nice inducement. And then we have our OTE right here. I would use, well, this is really the OTE, this swing point right here. And up there. And you can see price is just basically respecting that there. Yeah, but I wouldn't have put my stop under here, to be honest. I'd probably put it a little bit further because, let's see, let's go on the 2-minute. I want to see which ones are where the big block is, the major block, right? Obviously, this is going to be the major swing on the 5-minute. So I would have probably just went with this one, okay? If I was going to take it, because I want to go with the higher time frame blocks. That's where your stop has to be under. You can see this now. You'll probably see the targets. Look at that. The respect at the targets, respect, boom, right there, right at this daily high. So now it should come down from here. We have this imbalance at least to fill. I think it's definitely going to come back down into there and then potentially come back down deeper into this range here. That's what I would anticipate. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I know I got a bunch of messages about the group that I'm going to be making, right? The 30 to 50 students. And so I just want to keep you guys updated on that for all of you guys that want to be a part of it. And so I don't know when. I just know that what I wanted to do, or what I want to do, is I want to make it more of a small like focus group where 30 to 50 people, and that's it. Like cutting it off, like I don't want any more people than that. 50 is the absolute max. Already there's a bunch of people that messaged me about it that are going to be whitelisted, so they're going to have the access to it first. And then other than that, yeah, all I know, I built up, or I want to make it super good and make it focused, so then it's more about trading development and trading, utilizing a strategy, right? Because again, in smart money, I think that, you get taught smart money, but there's no specific strategy that you're being taught. It's just, oh yeah, take this order block or this order block. And you're like, okay, but which one do I take here? Which one do I take there? Well, I have my strategy, and that's what I'm going to be teaching. That's what I use. And so hopefully it's going to be super helpful to you guys. I think it will be. So I've been making all the documents and all the material and stuff for that. And so that'll probably be coming in the near future. And I'm going to still keep the free group going. It just won't be my #1 priority like it is now. And I told you right from the beginning, I don't think that this is going to be a forever thing for me doing like the free Telegram. It's more like me just logging my ideas online and seeing all the support it's got and seeing how many people it's helped, and it's awesome. But if I want to truly make a difference, I think what I have to do is focus on a core group and then build it. And so again, my goal is to get, if we can get 70% of the people that are in that group, funded, and or if they don't want funding, they just want to be consistent and get consistent, then that's the goal. 70% for me, which is high, and it's quite a target. But I feel that based with what I know, and my strategy and building a core group of guys and girls as well, obviously, if girls want to be a part of it, but building a core group, whereas I'm going to be 100% focused on them and working and growing and building using a specific strategy that I'm incredibly familiar with, then that's what we're going to do. And I think it's going to make a huge impact. So anyways, that's the goal. And if you guys want to be a part of it, again, just let me know. I'll let you know when all the payments and everything are going to be accepted. And then when the actual thing is made up, like when the group is made and all the content's done. And so then that way we can get it going, because I really do want to get it going, especially with all the messages I've received. And again, my goal is to make an impact and help genuinely change some lives here. And so I think doing it the paid way in a tight environment, I think that's going to be the best way to do that. And so yeah, that's the goal. So I hope you guys are content with that, and I'll keep doing whatever I can for free for now. And whatever happens in the future happens. I have no idea what's going to happen. So let's just keep it going. But I really do appreciate all your guys' support. So thank you guys so much. And I will catch you in the next video. Okay. Cheers, guys.